First item up for business is HCR 5004. For the purpose of carrying HCR 5004, the chair recognizes Representative Proctor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise before the body today to present HCR 5004. This resolution, if adopted in both houses by a 2/3 majority, would place on the ballot in 2026 a constitutional question. Should citizens be the only ones in the state of Kansas that are able to vote? And I think that that is self-evident. I think that the framers of our Constitution, when they wrote it, understood that they were putting that in the Constitution. But and they understood it so obviously that they didn't state it explicitly. What they put in our Constitution was that every citizen can vote. They did not put in our Constitution, and it is nowhere in our statute currently, that only a citizen can vote. And you might think, well, gee, there's no difference there. I had raised to your attention 5 states that have the same or similar language in their Constitution. State of California, state of Illinois, state of Maryland, the state of New York, and the state of Vermont have every or some similar language in their Constitution. And in each one of those states, non-citizens are allowed to vote in their municipal elections. I don't think that that was the intent of the framers of our Constitution, so I think that we should make it explicitly clear, just like it's explicitly clear in 15 other states' constitutions, that only U.S. citizens are allowed to vote in our elections. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will stand for questions. Since I've been the chair of the Elections Committee, I've tried to make the committee a platform where we can have a civil discussion about these issues. Since 2020, we have not been having a civil discussion about elections as a country. We've been shouting at each other. And so I've tried to make it a platform where folks can come, they can speak their piece, and then they're going to be challenged with questions by the committee members that, on their views. One of the key elements of that is when something untrue gets said, I think it's very important that we challenge it right away so that it doesn't get into the media as fact. If somebody says something untrue and we sit there as committee members and don't say anything to contradict it, we are tacitly agreeing with that untrue fact. And I'm not saying it's a lie. People really honestly believe a lot of the things that they come into the committee and say that aren't true. Somebody said here at the well that only 5 non-citizens had been caught voting in the state of Kansas in the last 10 or 20 years. I can't remember what they said. I'd like to correct the record on that because we heard testimony in our committee that the list that they just got in November, they have as many as 80 people who, after investigation, they still believe are non-citizens that are on our voter rolls, and evidence that at least 20 of those people voted. So the idea that there have been 5 people in the last 20 years is incorrect. The other thing that I'd like to challenge that was said here at the well, a previous representative said that this is a waste of time to fix something just because of the semantics with some words. Our laws are words, and the words mean something, and they're very, very important, which is why I'm here presenting this resolution to amend our Constitution, because the words in that Constitution are very important to our way of life and our form of government. There is nothing more fundamental to our way of government and our way of life than voter confidence that the results of the election reflect the will of the voter, that every vote is counted and only valid votes are counted, that their votes aren't diluted by invalid votes. And this is the first step in being able to tell Kansans clearly, precisely, and confidently that only U.S. citizens are voting in our elections.